I don't know if you can tell, but I am very excited for the upcoming second season of the hit anime Isekai Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. After 6 long years, we finally have an announcement about the second season of Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. Try saying that 6 times very fast. I'm very excited about this anime. It's one of my favorite anime, and it's one of my favorite manga of all time. It is gripping, it is fun, it can be silly at times, but also very serious, and I am enjoying it to no end. It is a blast and fun to read. This is according to AnimeCorner.com. Over 6 years after the Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody anime premiere, Kadokawa publishing company Fujimi Shobo has revealed it will return for a sequel. A pre-order listing for the manga's 18th volume on Amazon Japan revealed the Death March sequel is in production and that the series has surpassed 800,000 copies in circulation. The announcement has not been corroborated by Death March social media or anime website outside of the Amazon Japan poster, of course. Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody ran for 12 episodes from January to June 2018. Shin Unumo, known for his work at Shaft and Death March Studios' Silver Link, along with Substudio Connect, directed the first season. It's unknown if either studio will return. Silver Link is currently reworking Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World Season 2 after quality concerns arose in conversations with author Kai Sazane. Other upcoming Silver Link works include the Anumu-directed magical girl musical anime Princess Orchestra, as well as Mission Yozakura Family second season. Connect has no upcoming works announced. It most recently produced The Unwanted Undead Adventurer and the many sides of voice actor radio. Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody adapts Hiro Ainana's light novel series of the same name, published by Kadokawa's Fujimi Shobo. The series also runs as a web novel series on Shosetsuka ni Naru. Fujimi Shobo also publishes the manga adaptation by Aya Magamu. The manga was licensed in North America by Yen Press. And then they go on to talk about the latest volume that's coming up and also the original voice cast in the Japanese audio. For those of you unfamiliar with the series, it follows Satou, and he is a Japanese game developer who is developing some sort of video game, and the client has requested some changes, which he's kind of annoyed at because of the strict deadline that the game has. So he goes to sleep under his desk, which I am told is a very common thing in Japan to work overtime. And when he wakes up, he finds himself in a world very similar to his video game. What ends up happening is he gets attacked by a bunch of lizard creatures, but he realizes he has an attack from the video game. So he activates it, and it wipes out all of the lizard people, including their boss. And as a result, he instantly gains a whole lot of power as a result. So disguising himself as the peddler Satou, he goes on this adventure where he encounters all kinds of people and ends up adopting sort of this cadre of people, including demi-humans, which is one of my favorite characters. Her name is Liza. You can probably gather from the name Liza that she is a lizard person, although she looks more human. It's just she has some scales on her arms and whatnot. And then she watches over two other demi-humans who are two little girls. One has like the personification of a cat, one has a dog, so they have cat ears and dog ears. And then as a result of this, his party keeps growing. They're all female, so as a result, a lot of people call it a harem manga or anime, whatever. I still think that the adventures are really neat. He ends up becoming sort of a masked vigilante at some point where he changes his outfit, dons like this mask. He defeats a demon lord in another dimension, and as a result gets a kind of a homunculus named Nana, who becomes like the group's, I guess, caretaker basically. And he teaches his companions how to make meals that resemble ones from Earth. Now, for most of the manga, he thinks that he is in a dream. He thinks that he's just fallen asleep, that he's at his desk. However, after a particular incident, he's like, that should have woken me up. Why didn't I wake up? Am I actually in a dream? Did I actually die and reincarnate in another universe? We don't know right now as the manga continues. Where the anime left off, it's right after he rescues an elf princess who is trying to make her way back home, and that is kind of high up here in the manga volumes. And so a lot of people speculated that the reason the anime was delayed was because they wanted the manga to develop more of the story arcs so that Satou can have more adventures. But then they waited 6 years. And granted, this series comes out kind of slow, but even in 2019, there was enough where they could have at least done another season of 12 episodes. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm sure Silverlink and Connect were very busy with other works. That's probably why. What studio should it go to if they're not the new studio, if they're not going to continue? I would love to see it go to Bug Films or Wit Studios, maybe, perhaps Cloverworks. I'm kind of hesitated to let it go to Mappa just because they're already overwhelmed with work. You saw that with the latest season of Jujutsu Kaisen. There's also rumors that they really mistreat their workers, which is kind of a shame because Mappa, the co-founders of Mappa, started it because they were overworked at a different company. But yeah, those would be my picks. Bug Films, Wit Studio, and Cloverworks. The three of them would do the series justice, I believe, especially with all the other works that they have done in the past. And I really hope that it comes out and that they'll get a dub right away because I like watching the dubs. I know, blame me in the comments, I don't care. All that to say, I'm very excited for the series. I think it's going to be fun. It's what they call an Isekai, so someone who finds themselves in another world. I'm very excited to see where they go. I hope they don't skip anything with my Isekai life. They skipped a whole bunch and then just did flashbacks that were not even capturing the entirety of that character's journey. So I hope with this one they don't do that. I hope that they stay solid, that it will keep going, that we'll learn more about Satou and his companions as they continue to journey through their incredible world and battle. I'm excited to see the anime version of his vigilante persona. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think that if they stick to the manga and they stick to it well, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell to get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. If you would be so kind, head on over to my website at StudioJakemedia.com. There I actually have reviews of Death March for the anime and the individual volumes of the manga. So definitely head over there. That's StudioJakemedia.com. I've got even more pop culture articles about TV, film, anime, manga, music, and so much more. It's free. If you want notifications, you just subscribe through your email address. And best of all, there's no ads, so you have nothing to lose. If you want to support the work that I do, click on the link to my locals community. It's in the description of the video. You can send my articles tips or sign up for a monthly subscription. I've got my short stories there and exclusive articles just for the locals community, so you're definitely going to want to check that out. Speaking of stories, I have 4 published novels out right now. I've got Cacophony, A Tale of Faith and Fear. It follows a group of angels and demons warring over the souls of a small Texas town. If you like the supernatural, paranormal activity, action, everything in between, this is the book for you. If you're more into sword and sorcery, check out my series, The Seven Royals. Book 1 is All Good Things. Book 2 is Breaking the Stars. And Book 3, the finale, is on its way. I'll have an announcement about that in the near future. As for the story, it follows a group of your favorite fairy tale characters who have to come together to stop a dark army from taking control over their lands. You're going to love it. It's got magic and swordplay and everything in between. Last but definitely not least is my latest fantasy romance novella, Blessed Child. It follows an elf princess who gets pregnant with a human baby. This sends the elf kingdom into chaos, so her father, the king of the elves, hires a human bodyguard to protect her. Now, he's disgraced, the knight is, but he's on the path of redemption. He and the princess form an unlikely friendship as they manage the turmoil that's going on around them. It's about courage under fire. It is life affirming, and I guarantee you're not going to want to miss it. So pick up this book or all 4 at Amazon.com and leave me a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.